All right, good day, everybody. It is Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. Yes, the Shadow Man is back. The sun is out. I can't control the light. So I'm the shadow agent today. I will be until later tonight. I don't know. I might have to move to a different room. We'll have to see here. But anyway, welcome to Headline Hits with LW. A lot in the news today. Some things that I really want to bring to your guys' attention. It may shock you. Some of you, I'm sure, are well aware of this, and so let's just jump right into the headlines. Let's talk about how we're all making a difference. So a poll was done, and Trump-backed South Carolina Republican Russell Fry shows double-digit lead over impeachment supporter Representative Tom Rice. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, Tom Rice is a Republican there in South Carolina, and he supported the impeachment of Donald J. Trump. Well, now that Trump has backed this representative, this candidate, Russell Fry, it looks like he is leading a strong 20 points over Tom Rice. Why is this important? This is important because we talk about how can we make a difference and how can we fight to get our country back. This right here, folks, this is how we make that difference. We start supporting better candidates, good candidates. We hold them accountable. We don't allow them to just get voted in and then we go on about our business and let them do whatever they want. We vote in new blood and we hold them accountable and we watch them under a microscope and make sure that they don't go out and do the same thing that the predecessors have done. So let's hit the next headline. This one here. Listen to what this guy says. So Russell Brand, mainstream media, government, big business operating in unison to benefit themselves and to disadvantage you, meaning you, me, you. So the English actor, comedian Russell Brand slams the mainstream media in Britain, which have attempted to turn him into their own version of Joe Rogan. And they're saying that because he's making comment that we've been accused of being anti-vacation simply for saying unvacation people might have rights. They're branding him as the next Joe Rogan. Now, why is he putting this out there? He's putting this out there because, I mean, if you believe in the Constitution of the United States, we all have rights, whether you're vacationed or not vacationed. If you want to take the vacation, if you want to follow all these mandates and restrictions and wear a face covering, that is your right. You have a right to choose. But I also have a right not to. So when anybody tries to force me to put one of those nasty things on or tell me that I can't fly or I can't go to a restaurant unless I prove through a passport that I've had the vacation, you're now treading on my rights. So let's hit the next headline here. We're going to go pretty quick this morning. There's a lot going on, and I need to get out of here and get on the phone. So this I found very, very interesting and strange. Now, I know a lot of people lean one way, and I know a lot of people lean the other way, and I know there's a bunch of us that stay right in the middle. But listen to the comments coming out of the former president, which a lot of us, he is our president now. A lot of people still think he is president, but listen to what he says. If you believe and trust in the plan, is this propaganda? Listen to what he says. Trump, quote, Putin doesn't seem to be the same person that I dealt with. Let's drop a little further into this article and read what he says. During a phone interview with Fox Business Networks, the former president urged something had changed with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump said Putin seems to be different and added that he was not the same person that he dealt with while in the White House. Let's drop a little further and read a little more. Putin is a different person, Trump said. When asked if he respected Putin, I'll tell you something. I got along with him. And look, I got along with him loving his country and he loves his country, okay? But he's a different person than he was. He seems to be different. He looks different. He looks different. He's a different person, end quote. So then the host, Stuart Vanry asked, is he sane? Is he mentally solid? Is he stable? And quote, Trump says, it just doesn't seem to be the same person that I was dealing with. We had a decent relationship. I was very hard. It was very hard because of the Russian hoax, you know. And then the former president continued to say, and I told him, I said, you know, it's very hard for me to do anything for Russia and for you to do anything because these horrible, horrible people that are, you know, pretending this hoax, the Russia collusion nonsense. Anyway, I won't go any further. That's pretty much the end of the article. But what's your take on him saying he doesn't seem to be the same person, and quote, he looks different. He looks different. He said that twice. And this was Monday's interview on Fox Business News. What are your guys' thoughts on what Trump just said there? Because a lot of people believe that Trump and Putin have a great relationship. A lot of people, which I believe they do, a lot of people believe that Putin and Trump is in this plan together. So, do you think it's disinformation, misdirection on purpose for some reason? Do you think it's propaganda? Your thoughts on that? All right, let's hit the next headline here. This one here really irritates me because this right here is an absolute lie and it is propaganda. So, a new study came out and said no indication that the Iverin, and we're talking about the medication that you can take if you contract the sickness, okay? The Iverin is clinically useful against the sickness. So there's no indication that it's useful against the sickness. So we drop down here and we read this article, and it says researchers found that there is no indication that the Iverin is clinically useful as a treatment for the sickness in a trial of 1,358 adults, according to the Wall Street Journal report. Dr. Ed Mills of Canada, McMaster University conducted the largest Iverin trial with his colleagues and concluded there is no indication that the Iverin is clinically useful. Why am I bringing this up? Because I believe, folks, and this is my opinion, that this is absolute hogwash and that this is propaganda and misinformation. They are not wanting people to use this wonderful medication that I seen with my own eyes save my mother's life. Besides God and the hand of God and prayer, I gave this prescription to my mother. It saved her life. Why are they doing this? They're wanting to paint an ugly, ugly picture for this medication so that people will run from it and not try to get their hands on it, and then they can kill more people, in my opinion. So just check that out. Let's talk about the man himself and what he's saying. Let's talk about flip-flopping Fauci. Anthony Fauci, quote, we have a way to go, end quote, in the sickness pandemic. It was a pandemic. It is a pandemic. It's losing its luster. It's losing its shine. It's losing its power over us because so many people are saying, we're not buying it anymore. I will not comply. I do not consent. So he refuses to give up the all clear in regards to the Chinese sickness pandemic, now claiming that we have a way to go before it's over. Dr. Flip-flopping Fauci, again, I've reported this over and over and over again. Let this sink into your head. If you are new to LWN, let this sink into your head here. He is the highest paid employee of our federal government. Dr. Flip-flopping Fauci receives a salary of around $450,000 a year from your pocket and mine as taxpayers of the United States. We are paying this guy's salary. He is the highest paid federal employee that we have. He gets paid more than the president of the United States. He has said that he does not plan to retire until the U.S. is, quote, out of the pandemic stage, end quote. And while he previously stated that quote, I think we might uh, be there already if you can stay in this, end quote. He flip-flopped over the weekend, telling ABC News George Stephanopoulos, we have a way to go, signaling that we're not leaving this post anytime soon. He goes further to say that Americans should be prepared to pivot into reinstating some of those restrictions yet again, even though we are going into spring and summer. That is coming from old Flip Flop himself. All right, let's hit the next headline. We're down to the last couple. Now, pay attention to this, folks. Again, we are winning battles. We talk about it here on LWN all the time. How can we make a difference? How can we get involved? How can we make change in our country? How do we get our country back? How are we going to fix November of 2020? Well, here you go. Here's more headlines. I've told you LWN has a contact to Georgia, two people that are working on this exact article. Okay. Georgia Elections Board approves subpoena power for probe into potential 2020 election F word. I'm not going to say that word because they like to take us down, even though I'm reporting the news. The Georgia Election Board granted subpoena power to Secretary of State Brad Rassenberg. Okay. That was the same guy, if you remember correctly, back in November of 2020, that a certain president made a phone call to him. They recorded it and then twisted it and tried to say that the sitting president was trying to blackmail, bribe, or twist, or whatever you want to call it, with this Secretary of State. And all that sitting president was asking for was for him to take a look at the possible election. I don't know what to call it, because we got to be careful of the words we use. But anyway, on Monday, he said that there was evidence into possible illegal ballot harvesting in the 2020 election. And I'm treading lightly here. I'm on the edge of getting booted off of YouTube just for saying things like this, even though it is in the news. Now listen to this. I'm going to do some quick math for you guys. When people say that one state can't make a difference in turning over what happened in November, they're beyond stupid. That's all I can say. They're beyond stupid. And how am I going to prove that? Here you go. In January, he announced that there would be a probe in a complaint submitted in November by a True the Vote, which details digital data of 242 people making visits to drop boxes and dumping mail-in ballots. Now, how can we overturn just one state? Let me do some quick math for you. And I'm going to get to more of this article. 242 people got caught on camera and by pinging of their phones of making deposits late at night into ballot boxes. So let's do some quick math. 242 people times 100 ballots apiece. That comes up to 24,200. Remember that number because I'm going to tell you how many votes Trump lost Georgia to. So 242 people times 100 ballots each comes up to 24,200. Okay? Drop down in this article. Let's read a little bit more. The complaint says about 40% of the trips occurred between midnight and 5 o'clock a.m. Okay, let's pause for just a minute. Let's talk about election night. Let's talk about midnight when they decided, we got to stop, pause. We got to shut all the counting down and we'll resume at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Remember that? Were you guys up that night? Were you guys sitting there paying attention to the news and you couldn't figure out why in the middle of the night they would stop the counting of ballots? Yeah, kind of funny, huh? All right. The probe is also looking into whether participants in the scheme were paid $10 each for the ballot that they dropped into the insecure drop box. Okay. Well, If each person did 100 of them, like I said, at $10 a piece, that comes up to $1,000. So let's read more into this article because it's pretty interesting. While Donald Trump, here we go, data point, while Donald Trump lost the election in Georgia by only 12,000 votes. 12,000 votes. But of 242 people, all took 100 ballots apiece and dropped them in there. That equals 24,200. Kind of suspicious, right? There were numerous individuals dropping ballots at 5,662 ballot drops during the 2020 pandemic. So I'm here to ask you this question. If that happened in Georgia, what happened in Pennsylvania? What happened in Michigan? What happened in Wisconsin? Connecting the dots yet? Hold on, folks, because it's definitely coming back to surface. It's coming back around. Like old Peppermint Patty says, we're going to circle back. All right, let's get back to the next headline. Now, I've been warning you guys. I've been warning and warning and warning. A lot of people say they're just going to trust the plan. They're going to sit at home and everything is going to magically just happen for them. And I'm here to tell you, if you don't plan a little bit, you could be setting yourself up to be in a little bit of trouble. Now, we've been talking about food shortages here on this channel for over a week now. A lot of other channels putting it out there too. If you're following, tracking them, and paying attention, now the White House itself warns of global food shortages after the Ukraine invasion. Now, this is the part of the article that I disagree with. It goes on and says that the White House confirmed on Monday they expect certain parts of the world to suffer food shortages as an effect of the Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion of the Ukraine. The White House, Jen Psaki says, quote, "We do anticipate the higher energy, fertilizer, wheat, and corn prices could impact the price of growing and purchasing critical food supplies for countries around the world." Now, she said that just yesterday. Where I disagree with what she says is it's only going to affect Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia, that it shouldn't hit the United States. Not expected to hit the United States. Not expected to hit the United States. I can't say that enough times. I don't buy that for a second. It will impact us. If it impacts certain parts of the world, it surely will impact us. Some ripple effect will hit us. I don't know what that will be. I'm not an expert at all that stuff, but I'm telling you, if it impacts those worlds, those countries, it's going to impact us somehow. So anyway, I just thought I would let you guys know the White House, they're even starting to warn people of food shortages. So pay attention. All right, last headline of the day. This one is very concerning. We brought this up lots of times on LWN. We actually did a show on this. We talked about it. Is it posturing? Are they getting ready to go into Taiwan? Well, you make the opinion of that. The U.S. Admiral says Beijing arms South China Sea islands in the largest military buildup since World War II. Now, if you guys remember correctly, China went out and built some artificial islands in the South China Sea. Now, they actually had to go to court about it. They lost their court case. The Philippines won it. They are actually artificial islands have been built in the territory of the Philippines. And that is part of the largest military buildup since World War II. Do you guys also realize that the Philippines is a United States territory? If you didn't know that, check it out. It is. It goes on to say that they have all kinds of things that they put on that those islands to militarize them. They're not supposed to. That was part of the agreement that they weren't going to put anything out there, but they have. They broke their agreement yet again, and they put rockets out there. They put hangars out there. They've got aircraft out there. They have the capability of flying off those islands, and they're able to reach all kinds of different places now because of that. So are they a threat? Are they posturing? Are they building up for something? I don't know. It's very alarming to me that we need to pay attention to that. I think over the past 20 years, we've witnessed the largest military buildup since World War II by the PRC. And that's what the admiral was quoted saying on Monday, that they are definitely paying attention to that. I do know that we have sent part of the U.S. Navy fleet in that direction. I believe they've been over there for quite a while. Um, I don't know, folks. Just a lot of stuff happening, a lot of things going on. It's like a flood right now. It's definitely like a fire hydrant. It's just you can't even keep up with all the directions that they're pulling us at this point. So anyway, that's headline hits for today. Join us this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook for the late show. We'll have some information for you guys tonight as well. We'll see what's popping. God bless. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you later tonight.